The Obamas represent the essence of American life, with their narrative of love, triumph, and dedication captivating many worldwide. Barack Obama's ascent to the presidency and Michelle Obama's influential role as First Lady inspired millions. Recently, one of their daughters shared surprising insights about their family dynamic and personal experiences, shedding light on aspects previously unknown to the public that alter perceptions of this iconic family. Barack Obama served as a state senator in Chicago before becoming the 44th president in 2008, after marrying Michelle on October 3, 1992. Their two daughters, Malia and Sasha, were born in 1998 and 2001, respectively, symbolizing the American dream. However, their story includes challenges and an air of mystery regarding their private lives. Transitioning from Chicago to D.C. was difficult for Malia and Sasha, who faced the scrutiny of the world as they navigated childhood. They attended Sidwell Friends School, balancing school with their parents' political life. Michelle aimed to provide normalcy amid the extraordinary circumstances, emphasizing that her daughters were happy despite being in the public eye. Barack also expressed pride in Malia and Sasha's close bond, highlighting their growth into remarkable young women. These recent revelations enhance our understanding of the Obama family's dynamics. Over the years, the Obamas have witnessed Malia and Sasha transition from childhood to young adulthood, navigating both joys and challenges. Malia, the elder daughter, has recently opened up about her unique experience growing up as the daughter of a U.S. president. Known for her intelligence and maturity from a young age, Malia demonstrated responsibility early on, such as making her bed and setting her alarm clock in first grade. A memorable moment shared by Barack Obama highlights Malia's grounded perspective when, at 6, she expressed contentment with their financial situation, valuing family over wealth. As a teenager, Malia embraced typical experiences, like attending prom, despite media scrutiny. After high school, she took a gap year, interned at notable companies, and began her journey in the entertainment industry, clearly passionate about behind-the-scenes work. In 2024, she made her directorial debut with the short film The Heart, showcased at Sundance, under the pseudonym Malia Ann. The film delves into themes of grief and emotional complexity. While Malia has thrived in her academic and creative endeavors, Michelle Obama emphasizes protecting her daughter's privacy, sharing pride without exposing personal details, allowing Malia and Sasha to lead lives away from public scrutiny. Malia and Sasha Obama, daughters of Michelle and Barack Obama, continue to forge their own paths, embodying the love, respect, and family values instilled by their parents. The Obamas, previously a subject of immense public interest, have become a family admired for their dedication to each other. As Malia and Sasha grow and mature, the potential for their future accomplishments seems boundless. Despite changes and challenges in their lives, the Obama family's unity and commitment to facing adversity head-on remains unwavering, serving as an inspiration to many. With Malia focusing on creative ventures and Sasha pursuing academics, the family's influence extends beyond their personal lives into the realms of politics and philanthropy. Barack and Michelle Obama personify the American ideal through their strong bond and commitment to the greater good, and Michelle has emerged as a role model for advocating education, poverty awareness, and human rights. As Malia and Sasha transition into adulthood, new insights into the family dynamics reveal complexities that were previously hidden from public view. A recent revelation from one of the daughters offers a fresh perspective on the intricacies of their private lives, enriching our understanding of the Obamas and highlighting the challenges they have faced, which adds depth to their narrative as a family. Barack Obama's rise to the presidency in 2008 was a defining moment for the family. Before that, he had served as a state senator in Chicago, where he lived with Michelle, who was also a key figure in his journey. The couple, married in 1992, had their first daughter, Malia, in 1998, and their second daughter, Sasha, in 2001. The Obama family seemed, from the outside, to be living the perfect American life. But the realities of raising two young daughters in the public eye, in the White House no less, presented unique challenges. Their move from Chicago to Washington, D.C. was especially tough on Malia and Sasha. As children, they had grown accustomed to their lives in Chicago, their friends, and their school. The move to a new city with all its unfamiliarity was difficult. Malia was 10 years old, and Sasha just 8. And like any young children, they had their reservations about such a big change. However, despite their initial reluctance, the two girls soon adapted to their new life in the White House. They attended Sidwell Friends School in Washington, D.C., a prestigious institution known for educating children of public figures. Michelle Obama has always worked hard to keep their lives as normal as possible, despite the extraordinary circumstances they faced. In interviews, Michelle often mentioned how she made it a point to keep the girls' lives grounded, sharing that they lived a healthy and normal life while dealing with the extraordinary pressure of their father's presidency. Barack Obama, too, was always quick to praise the strong bond between Malia and Sasha, noting that he was proud of the way they both grew into young women. As Malia and Sasha grew older, the world continued to watch them as they blossomed into young adults. Malia, in particular, showed a maturity beyond her years, handling the pressures of growing up in the White House with grace. Barack once shared a story from Malia's childhood that demonstrated her unique perspective on life. When Malia was just 6 years old, she asked her father if they were rich. Barack replied that they were well off compared to many people, but not really rich. Malia's response was surprising. She said she was glad they weren't rich and preferred a simple life. It was a remarkable statement from a young girl, and Barack admitted that it took him by surprise. As Malia entered her teenage years, she continued to show her unique sense of self. She was never one to shy away from the typical experiences of adolescence. In 2014, as a sophomore in high school, she attended her high school prom, though Barack jokingly keeps the details of who she went with classified. Malia also took a gap year after high school, a time when she explored the world and worked in the entertainment industry as an intern for Lena Dunham's Girls and later worked with the Weinstein Company. Malia's interest in the entertainment industry grew, and she eventually moved into the world of production, working as a production assistant on the sci-fi series Extant. Malia's creative talents didn't stop there. In 2024, she directed a short film titled The Heart, which premiered at the Sundance Film Festival. Interestingly, Malia used the pseudonym Malia Ann when directing the film. The film, which focuses on a grieving son who discovers unsettling truths about his mother's will, delves into themes of loss, loneliness, and forgiveness. Malia's goal with the project was to touch her audience by portraying the complexities of human emotion and helping viewers feel understood. This endeavor demonstrates the kind of work ethic and determination that Michelle and Barack have always praised in their daughters. While Malia's accomplishments have been celebrated, Sasha has always been the more private of the two. Sasha, born on June 10, 2001, has followed a similar path, but in a way that is uniquely her own. From a young age, Sasha was described as determined, strong-minded, and confident. Michelle once remarked that while Malia was more like her brother Craig, a calm and peaceful mediator, Sasha was unapologetically outspoken. If Sasha had an opinion, she wasn't afraid to express it, no matter who was in the room. This characteristic has earned her admiration from those close to her, as it reflects a deep sense of self-assurance that is often rare in young people. In addition to her academic accomplishments, Sasha has become known for her sense of humor. Barack often describes her as the family comedian, always bringing energy and laughter to their household. He has shared countless stories about how his daughters tease him, whether it's poking fun at him for mispronouncing the names of their favorite singers or lightheartedly making fun of his dad jokes. Despite the serious nature of their public lives, the Obama family is one that values humor and fun, and it's something they all share, especially with Sasha leading the charge. Sasha, like her sister, went on to attend college after high school, enrolling at the University of Michigan in 2019. She took a brief break from school during the COVID-19 pandemic, which allowed her to spend more time at home with her family. This time together was a blessing for Barack and Michelle, who relished the opportunity to reconnect and spend quality time with their daughters. As of 2023, Sasha has completed her studies at the University of Southern California, showing that she has come into her own as an independent and accomplished young woman. The Obama family, one of the most iconic and admired in modern American history, has long been under the public's watchful eye. While they have been lauded for their accomplishments, both in politics and beyond, there is more to their story than what we see in the headlines. Behind their well-known smiles and polished public personas, the Obamas have faced unimaginable hardships and private struggles, moments that have tested their strength and resilience. These personal battles, often hidden from the public, have shaped them into the family we see today, united, loving, and undeniably strong. One of the most heart-wrenching and difficult moments in the Obama family's journey came when Sasha Obama, the youngest daughter, was just a baby. In the midst of Barack Obama's 2012 re-election campaign, he received the terrifying news that his daughter had been diagnosed with meningitis, a life-threatening illness that causes inflammation of the tissue surrounding the brain and spinal cord. As a father, this was a nightmare come true for Barack, and for Michelle, it was a moment of pure panic. In her memoir, Michelle recalls the gut-wrenching fear she felt as she watched Sasha's condition deteriorate before their eyes. The family rushed Sasha to the hospital, where she received immediate care, and thanks to the swift response of medical professionals, she made a full recovery. However, the emotional toll of that experience would stay with the Obamas forever, a reminder of just how fragile life can be. While Sasha's health scare was one of the most traumatic events the Obama family faced, it was far from the only personal challenge they endured. Michelle, always admired for her poise and grace, has also faced her own share of deeply personal struggles. One of the most difficult experiences Michelle has opened up about is her miscarriage. For years, Michelle kept this heartbreaking chapter of her life private. But in her memoir, she courageously shared her story, shedding light on an issue that is often stigmatized and rarely discussed: miscarriage. Michelle revealed how isolating and painful the experience was, but she also made the bold decision to share it publicly, hoping to offer support and solidarity to others who might be suffering in silence. By opening up, Michelle helped break down the barriers surrounding this deeply personal issue, showing that miscarriage is far more common than many realize, and that no one should feel alone in their grief. The miscarriage was not Michelle's only challenge in her journey to motherhood. Like many women, she also struggled with infertility. After facing difficulties in conceiving naturally, she and Barack turned to in vitro fertilization, IVF, which ultimately led to the births of Malia and Sasha. Michelle's decision to share her story about IVF was another example of her willingness to speak candidly about her experiences, despite the often uncomfortable nature of the subject. Her openness about fertility struggles has resonated with countless women who have faced similar challenges, and Michelle's courage has brought much-needed attention to the emotional toll that infertility can have on women and couples. Despite these personal challenges, the Obama family has remained unwavering in their commitment to one another. Their bond, forged through years of trials and triumphs, is a testament to their strength as individuals and as a family unit. Michelle's vulnerability in sharing her pain has only served to deepen the public's admiration for her, and the Obama family's story continues to inspire millions around the world. Whether it's Malia's creative pursuits in the entertainment industry or Sasha's impressive academic achievements, the Obama daughters are forging their own paths, guided by the same love and support that have always been the foundation of their family life. Michelle's openness about her personal challenges has also helped to highlight the importance of mental and emotional health. Infertility and miscarriage, both difficult topics in their own right, are often left unspoken. By addressing these issues head-on, Michelle has provided a voice for those who feel isolated in their struggles, showing that even those in the public eye are not immune to the same human experiences as everyone else. Her willingness to share her personal journey has had a profound impact, helping to destigmatize these issues and offer comfort to others facing similar battles. While Michelle has been the public face of many of the family's personal challenges, the Obama family as a whole has had to adjust to a new life after leaving the White House. Life as private citizens, after years of living in the most famous residence in the world, has proven to be a massive adjustment for Barack, Michelle, Malia, and Sasha. The family had grown accustomed to a lifestyle of public scrutiny and high-profile engagements, but once they left the White House, they were thrust into the reality of navigating the world outside the bubble of politics. For Barack and Michelle, the transition to private life was not as simple as it might have seemed. Michelle, in particular, reflected on the emotional shift that came with leaving the White House behind. The sense of freedom that came with stepping out of the political spotlight was liberating, but it also came with its own set of challenges. In a conversation with Melinda Gates, Michelle opened up about the feeling of inadequacy that often plagued her during her time in the public eye. Despite all her accomplishments, Michelle often felt as though she had something to prove, especially as a woman of color from a working-class background. The weight of these feelings was something Michelle carried throughout her life, but leaving the White House allowed her to finally confront them and find a sense of peace. One of the most poignant moments of their post-White House life came when Michelle recalled their final helicopter ride on Air Force One. After that ride, the family moved to their new home, and the reality of their new life hit them. Michelle recalled the sense of strangeness they all felt as they tried to adjust to life as ordinary citizens once again. They were no longer sheltered by the security and structure of the White House, and simple things like driving down the street or answering the doorbell felt entirely foreign. It was a jarring shift from the life they had known, but it also offered the family the opportunity to redefine what normalcy meant for them. Barack and Michelle's ability to protect their daughters from the intense scrutiny of the public eye speaks volumes about their commitment to creating a safe and stable environment for Malia and Sasha. The couple's decision to allow their daughters to live their lives free from the expectations of their parents' political legacy is a testament to their love and respect for them as individuals. Barack has often emphasized that he does not want his daughters to follow in his footsteps into politics, even joking that it would be insane for them to pursue such a path. He and Michelle have worked hard to instill in their daughters a sense of autonomy and independence, encouraging them to carve their own paths, far removed from the political spotlight. This protective nature is one of the defining characteristics of the Obama family. Despite their immense public profiles, Barack and Michelle have always prioritized their children's happiness and well-being above all else. They have ensured that Malia and Sasha are able to explore their own interests, whether in the arts, academics, or any other field that speaks to them. The fact that their daughters have chosen to live outside the political realm is a reflection of the values that Barack and Michelle have instilled in them. The importance of family, personal growth, and the freedom to choose one's own path. In recent years, the Obama family has continued to evolve, and the world has watched with admiration as Malia and Sasha have blossomed into young women with their own unique voices and talents. Malia, after taking a gap year following high school, pursued her passion for the entertainment industry, working as an intern for Lena Dunham's Girls, and later as a production assistant for the sci-fi series Extant. She has also worked as a writer for a show on Amazon called Swarm, and her latest project, a film titled The Heart, was shown at the Sundance Film Festival in 2024. Sasha, on the other hand, has focused on her education, graduating from the University of Southern California in 2023. While both daughters have stayed relatively out of the public spotlight, their achievements speak volumes about the values their parents have instilled in them. In conclusion, the Obama family's journey has been one of incredible public success and personal resilience. Through their struggles with health scares, infertility, and the pressures of public life, they have remained a beacon of love, strength, and perseverance. As Malia and Sasha continue to forge their own paths, Barack and Michelle's legacy will live on, not just in their political achievements, but in the values they have passed down to their daughters: love, independence, and the importance of family. The Obamas have shown us all that no matter the challenges, family remains the most important thing of all, and that love and support can carry us through even the most difficult of times. While the Obamas' personal life remains under constant scrutiny, they have managed to create a family dynamic that is built on mutual respect, love, and understanding. Their ability to balance public life with private moments of joy and reflection is something that many admire. As they continue to evolve in their post-presidency lives, the Obamas remain a symbol of what it means to be devoted to family, to have the courage to protect what matters most, and to always support each other through the ups and downs of life. This foundation of love and mutual respect will undoubtedly continue to shape the lives of Malia and Sasha as they continue their own journeys, free to explore the world on their own terms. In the years since leaving the White House, Michelle and Barack Obama have remained influential figures, not just in politics, but in their personal endeavors as well. Barack continues to be an advocate for social change, while Michelle's work with initiatives like Let Girls Learn and her advocacy for healthy living continues to inspire. Despite their immense success, they have never lost sight of what truly matters: their family. Through their struggles, their triumphs, and their unwavering commitment to each other, the Obamas have shown us that love, perseverance, and dedication to family can weather even the most difficult of times. Their legacy will continue to inspire not just their daughters, but future generations as well. In a more recent conversation, Michelle Obama opened up about the profound emotional shift the family experienced after they left the White House. Speaking with Melinda Gates, Michelle reflected on the pressure of perfectionism and the challenges of adjusting to life after their time in the presidential residence. The transition from living in one of the most iconic and secure homes in the world to a private residence in Palm Springs was not without its difficulties. Michelle shared that the move brought with it a sense of freedom, but also a significant amount of emotional turmoil. As a woman, a person of color, and someone from a working-class background, she admitted to often feeling like there was something she had to prove. The weight of these feelings of inadequacy had been constant throughout much of her life, particularly in her public life as First Lady. Despite having a supportive home environment and a family that always encouraged her, Michelle explained that the outside world often felt vastly different. The challenges she faced in the public eye, where expectations were high and criticism was ever present, contributed to the constant internal battle with feelings of not being good enough. This burden was something Michelle fought against every day, even while she was in the White House. Michelle's reflections on this period highlight a deep and personal struggle. She acknowledged that her role as First Lady often meant that she had to be both a symbol of perfection and a role model for millions. The pressures of being in the public eye, combined with the high expectations placed on her as a woman and a Black woman, led Michelle to feel as though she had to prove herself constantly. Yet, despite these challenges, she maintained her resolve and continued to represent herself with dignity, grace, and a strong sense of purpose. One of the most poignant moments Michelle shared during her conversation with Melinda Gates was about the Obama family's final helicopter ride on Air Force One. As they left the White House for the last time, Michelle and Barack were confronted with the reality of their departure from the home that had defined their lives for 8 years. For Michelle, stepping off that helicopter marked the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with unknowns and challenges. Their subsequent vacation in Palm Springs was initially viewed as just another break, a respite from the pressures of Washington. However, when they returned to their new home, the reality of the situation hit them hard. Michelle explained that it wasn't until they were standing in their new home that they truly understood the magnitude of what they had left behind. The transition to normal life outside of the White House was anything but easy. The Obamas had spent years in a world where they didn't have to worry about everyday concerns. Driving down the street without Secret Service protection, for instance, felt jarring. They had become so accustomed to the heightened security and constant supervision of life in the White House that even small, seemingly insignificant changes felt foreign. The simple act of hearing the doorbell ring in their new home was a reminder of how different their life had become. In the White House, they had never heard the sound of a doorbell, but now, in their new home, such mundane experiences took on new significance. The idea of living like regular people after years of presidential protection was overwhelming. Michelle recalled the sense of strangeness that came with adjusting to everyday life. It was no longer about traveling in luxury motorcades or having meals prepared by a team of chefs. It was about taking on the responsibilities and rhythms of ordinary living. Yet, despite the disorientation, Michelle acknowledged that there was a sense of freedom in this new chapter, one that allowed her and Barack to reconnect with each other and with their family outside the constraints of political office. The adjustment to civilian life was significant for the entire Obama family, but it was especially pronounced for Michelle, who had spent much of her time in the public eye as the First Lady. In the White House, everything was structured, and the world was watching their every move. But in Palm Springs, they found a new sense of peace, even if it came with its own set of challenges. The quiet moments, like sitting down for family dinners, watching movies together, or enjoying the simple act of spending time with loved ones, became cherished experiences that were missing during their years in Washington. For the Obamas, leaving the White House was not just a change of address, it was a profound shift in how they lived their lives. It was a reminder of how fleeting time can be, and how even those who seem to have it all can find themselves at a crossroads, adjusting to a new reality. Michelle's reflections on this transition reveal the emotional complexity of leaving the White House after 8 years of intense public scrutiny. It wasn't just about moving out of a physical space. It was about redefining what normalcy looked like after years of living under the spotlight. The Obamas' journey after leaving the White House reflects a broader truth about fame and public life. It is often accompanied by a sense of loss, even when it appears to be full of success. For Michelle, the years in the White House were marked by both triumphs and struggles, but it was the personal adjustment to life after the presidency that truly tested her resilience. She is now learning to navigate a new world, one that offers more freedom but also presents its own set of challenges. Barack and Michelle Obama have worked tirelessly to create a life that is fulfilling, meaningful, and grounded in love and family. Despite the challenges they have faced, they have remained committed to each other and to their daughters. Their story is one of transformation, of moving from the intense, demanding world of politics to the quiet, intimate world of family life. And as they continue to adjust to their new reality, they do so with the same sense of purpose and determination that has always defined their journey together. Their story is one of love, resilience, and the ability to adapt to whatever comes next, no matter how unexpected it may be.